Hey friends, I wanted to give you an update on where I ended January for my goals and how I'm going to sort of modify those goals going forward, and so what my new goals are going to be for February. So let's begin. For January, my very first goal, I don't know who I thought I was making goals for, but goal number one was to drink 60 ounces of water a day. Who is she? Like, I should have known that wasn't going to happen. I would say I probably average between like 30 and 40 ounces of water per day, which I'll be honest, that's better than what I used to do. But probably still not entirely where I need to be. I did not drink 60 ounces of water a day in January. In fact, I ended up losing quite a bit of weight in January because I got very sick. My husband brought home what he thinks is the flu, and then I got sick. And then 2 weeks later, our son got sick. And so basically, like, all of January was pretty much shot. Somebody was always sick in our house in January. So yeah, so a lot of my goals kind of fell by the wayside. One of them was drinking. I'm hearing a lot of noise in the kitchen, which is just on the other side of that wall. So I don't know who's making the noise, but hopefully they're okay. Yeah, I did not drink 60 ounces of water a day. We'll talk in just a minute on whether we're going to update that goal or not. The second goal was I really was at the time making an effort to get at least 10,000 steps a day, and I wanted to continue that on. My goal would be to do that for the entire year. I didn't quite make it in that like 6 or 7 days that I was really ill. I was super tired and I wasn't eating very much. So I know I just, like, on top of being sick, I wasn't eating enough to sustain my energy. So I did not get 10,000 steps every single day. I probably did a solid like 70% of the days. But yeah, I did miss out on a few days, several days, while I was sick. Goal number 3 was no soda. Now, I am a Michigan gal at heart. I was born and raised just outside of Detroit, and one of the huge products of Detroit is Vernors Ginger Ale. When you were sick, when I was a kid, you drank Vernors and it was like the magical cure-all. And so, man, did I want some ginger ale while I was sick. But I managed to go the entire month of January with no soda. And I had mentioned that that's kind of my version of dry January because I don't really drink that much. I might drink one drink, every couple of months. I might have a glass of wine at book club, but I'm not a big drinker. So my version of dry January is the no soda. And that one I finally was able to check off as a success. Number 4 was I wanted to read 8 books in the month of January. I did that and I exceeded my goal. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do wrap-up videos, or maybe I'll do like the wrap-up for 1 month while I'm doing my TBR for the next month. I don't really know exactly how how I'm going to swing that, but I managed to exceed this goal as well. So my goal was to read 8 books, and I actually ended January reading 9 books. So super proud of that goal. Goal number 5 was that I wanted to have fast food less than 5 times for the month. This was really a struggle in that time when I was sick. I would have loved to just swing through Chick-fil-A or swing through the McDonald's drive-thru and like pass the bag through to the back seat, and feed my kid dinner that way. I didn't do it, but it was tempting. So I think I ended the month with 4 like 4 trips to fast food, 4 visits. And so like I that was a success as well. Yeah, so I was really pleased with that one. Let's see, where are we at? Goal number 6 was 15 to 20 minutes of movement daily. Y'all, this was another one I just could not manage. So like I said, those few days where I was sick, I was so tired. I was eating like no calories because I just didn't have the energy to like figure out a meal plan and, then stand at the stove and fix it and then, and then like sit down and eat it. And I just wasn't doing it. So I basically had no energy for that like 6 or 7 days that I was ill. I have been more conscientious of that since I have been well. So I'm trying to sort of get back into the swing of that. So we'll talk about that for my January goal here in just a minute. The last goal that I had for the month was that I really wanted to declutter 100 items from my home for the month of January. This was one that I didn't think I was going to be able to sustain like throughout the year, but now I'm kind of reconsidering it because it was very easy for me to declutter 100 items last month. In fact, I decluttered 108 items last month. So another goal that I was able to meet and exceed. So thrilled with that progress. I know that I could probably go through my bookshelves and that would be a lot of, I might even be able to find like 100 books. I don't think I would find 100 books that I wanted to get rid of, but maybe 10 or 20 that I wasn't planning on reading again. I've got a lot of just like stuff around that I've collected, and so I know that there will be other months where I will make it a goal to declutter another 100 items. I was really surprised by how easy this was for me. So that was a pleasant surprise for me. I don't want to spoil it because I did film some footage of what I had decluttered for the month. So I think I'm gonna I'll do like a quarterly sort of montage of all the things that I've decluttered throughout the year. Still kind of working through that one. But now let's talk about the February goals that I have. So I had mentioned in my resolutions and goals videos that not only did I have sort of overarching resolutions for the year, but that I was going to break down monthly goals, always with sort of those larger objectives or larger resolutions in mind. So my goal to drink 60 ounces of water per day in January, I'm going to keep that one. Even though I wasn't successful at it, I'm hopeful that at some point, I will be successful. And so I'm going to keep trying to drink 60 ounces of water a day. I haven't succeeded yet, but I know that's like what you're supposed to drink. And I'm never going to be a person who drinks like a gallon of water a day. Like that's just, I would be in the bathroom every 45 seconds. I just can't, I can't do that. But I feel like 60 ounces is an attainable goal. Goal number 2 was 10,000 steps a day. This one I'm really wanting to stick to. So I'm going to try to do 10,000 steps again. I was close. Had I not gotten sick in January, I feel like I would have made it a point to hit that goal. So now that I'm well and I'm just believing that I'm going to stay well, I'm going to continue on with that goal for 10,000 steps a day. Goal number 3 for January was no soda. Here's how I'm changing this goal for me for this month. I'm not going to say no soda. In fact, I've already drank 1 soda so far this month. I had a Coke on February 1st because I just really wanted it. So I'm going to say less than 5 sodas for the month and 3 or fewer adult beverages. And normally this wouldn't be like part of my goals. I already said just a few minutes ago that I'm not a huge drinker, but I know my husband is taking me to my favorite restaurant for Valentine's Day, and they have my very favorite wine there. So I will have a glass or two. And then, as always, I have book club coming up at the end of the month. And I think we're going to try to do an activity and go to brunch. And so I know I'm going to want a mimosa with brunch, because how do you have brunch with like mimosa-free brunch? That doesn't even sound fun. So I'm going to say 3 or fewer adult beverages for this month. All right, next we have goal number 4 was to read 8 books this month. If you watched my TBR for February, I mentioned 7 books that I wanted to read. I have to modify that. I need to read 8 books this month because I forgot to include our book club pick for this month. So my TBR video says 7. I'm changing that. I really hope that I can read 8 again for this month. Goal number 5 was fast food less than 5 times. That one I was able to meet in January, and I'm hoping to continue that on for February as well. Not going to change that goal at all. Goal number 6, another one that I didn't meet, 15 to 20 minutes of movement or exercise daily. I didn't meet that in January because I got sick, but I am hoping to meet that in February. And so far, I know we're only a few days in, but so far I'm doing well on that one. And then goal number 7, I was so surprised that it was so easy for me to do 100 items to declutter in January that I considered decluttering another 100 items in February. I'm not going to do that because we have a short month and because my grad school is really ramping up right now. And we've got several activities like over the weekends for my kiddo. So I've got other things that are taking up my time now. And so my new goal for February is going to be to declutter 50 items for this month. There will be other months where I'm going to try to declutter 100 again, but for the month of February, we're just going to go with 50. So those are my goals. That's how I did in January. That's how I'm hoping to do in February. I would love your support. Let me know what big goals you are working on for the month. Drop a comment down below so I can cheer you on as well. And thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.